Welcome to the Kickstart Your Edge Play to Win Leadership Podcast,
where we've flipped the script with our groundbreaking modus operandi to bring you real, relevant, and relatable tactics and techniques to master your own play to win mindset.
Talk about a superpower. It's time to iron your cape.
What we know for sure is what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one is really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Welcome to the Edge, where playing not to lose is not an option.
3, 2, 1. We're recording, Jen.
We are.
And you know what tomorrow is?
I do.
What?
Oh, I was a closed-ended question. So tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Monday, tomorrow is Election Day. If you're listening past, we're going to talk about Election Day.
Right, which occurred tomorrow. Yes. Anyway, so you know what, Jen? I think what we really should talk about is the power to vote. And you know, I really, it's almost like I want to say, exercise your right to vote. And this is, if we really think about it, it's a right. And I think it's also a responsibility. And it's really important that people understand that they do have the power in their voting. Because if you think about it, right, you know, you think about lopsided elections. And I'm going to go back to 2016. Just 78,000 votes across 3 states determined the outcome of the popular vote difference in nearly 2.9 million votes. Mm-hmm. And that really demonstrates how individual votes really, truly do have a significant impact on election results. So I hear so often my vote doesn't matter, but I really think that your vote does matter, and it doesn't matter where you are, your vote matters.
100%, right? So sometimes people will say, well, my state is already a red state or a blue state, whatever, doesn't matter, right? And because I can't do anything to change that. However, there's a complete ticket that you vote on Election Day. It's not usually not just the head, president. It's governors and attorney generals and all different kinds of positions within the state. And so sometimes people will use that as a reason to not vote because I can't change anything. But don't you want the power to know that you tried? Don't you want?
You know what's funny, Jen? Even about that, because I was reading an article, I don't know, last week or something, and they were talking about how Florida used to be a swing state, and now Florida's not a swing state anymore. How do you think that happened, right? By individual voters making that not a quote unquote swing state anymore. So I think that it's really important to, if you want to make a change, if you want to, if you want things maybe not to change, you have to have a voice. And this is all really about having a voice and making sure that your voice is heard.
Exactly. I just wrote down the word voice. So it's funny that you moved into that because a vote is your voice. And even if it doesn't help you get the outcome, meaning you don't win, right? Your vote isn't in favor of the outcome. I'm saying that weird, but you know what I mean. It's still your voice. It's still on record saying, I, as a human being, agree with X, Y, and Z, don't agree with A, B, and C, like all of it. And it's to be able to go on record to say what's important to you as a human being on this planet. Even if the outcome isn't what you want, it's saying, this is what I stand for. And it's just, you said it at the beginning, Kara, it's a right and a responsibility. And the responsibility is because it's a right. One of my absolute favorite, maybe number one, maybe number two, musical on Broadway is Suffs. And that is about the women earning the right to vote, which wasn't that long ago, where women had to fight. They went to jail. They worked years and years and years to be able to have permission to vote. And it's just very moving. And I got emotional. Whoa. But it is, it's very moving. And just all this hard work goes into having human rights. And when people don't exercise it, they're not paying respect to the people it matters to and the people who made it happen.
You know what, Jen, that's a great point. And it's really understanding too of, there's a lot of large scale things that, affect you personally. Sometimes they don't affect you personally. But what is it that we can really truly get in alignment with? You could be worried about the economy. You could be worried about climate change. You could be worried about wars. You could be worried about a wall. But what is it that you can align with and be in alignment with the majority of what somebody is actually going to stand for? And I think that, sometimes people feel a little powerless, but this is a way to get your power back. We all vote in a lot of different ways. We vote, and I don't mean just at a ballot box. We vote when we kind of stand up for somebody. We vote when we have a voice. We vote when we do something or when we don't do something. But, that I'm going to say that my vote doesn't matter. It's just kind of a BS excuse. And, it's not that, that this is just a drop in the ocean. It's not. It does matter. And every choice matters. And, every person's choice matters. And knowing that you're making a commitment to something and that you keep your word and you feel good about walking your talk, I mean, that feels good. I mean, we voted already. And walking out of that place, I was so grateful to the people that are making that whole system work. And I thanked every single one of those people when I was walking out the door for doing what it is that they do, because it's important that it's all run really fair. Yeah, it's just it's an important thing, and I think that people dismiss it way too often.
Yeah, I think that, obviously I would like my issues to win, right? As everybody would. And to me, it's more important that everyone vote instead of just the people who will vote for the things I want to win. Because it's just, think how easy that right could be taken away and that we'd have no say. So the fact is we do have a say. That's what our whole country is built upon. So I guess our plea is, if you are hearing this before election, go vote. And if you hear it after election and you're in the US, thank you for voting, if you did. And what kinds of conversations do you want to have with other people in your life about the importance of voting?
Yeah, Jen, I heard this quote, and well, I'm going to just say two things right before we close. I read this article, and it actually talked about that in presidential elections, that only about 2 in 5 people don't bother to vote, and 18 to 25-year-olds are even less engaged. And here's the interesting thing: is they're less engaged. And quite frankly, they're going to inherit all of the things that we're voting for right now, whether it's global warming, whether it's the economy, whether it's equality, whether it's inequality, all these things are happening and they're going to inherit that. So if you're young and you're listening to this, like, get your butt out there. And this quote that I heard was democracy is not a state, it's an action. So go take action. Vote. Your vote matters.
Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Edge Play to Win Leadership Podcast.
Craving more? Of course you are.
Check out our website at kickstartyouredge.com,
where we fire you up, fan the flames of your competitive edge culture, and ignite your tenacious pursuit of an all-out play-to-win mindset.